is your girl Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to yet another video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week, so you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, I have to talk about Adele. Her new album 25 came out today, and like I had mentioned before, I was definitely going to purchase the album and I was definitely going to talk about it. Now, because today is literally the day that the album came out, of course I have to do another album, like first impressions and stuff like that. So what you guys can actually let me know in the comment section below is if you guys want to see like a full thorough, album review maybe sometime next week. Thanksgiving is next week, so I have like less days in school, so then it might be possible for me to like pull it off and stuff like that. So let me know. But other than that, we can get into the album's first impressions, and the first song on the album is her song Hello. So because I kind of like already talked about it when the video came out, you guys already know I love this song and stuff like that. I feel like it was a great, not reintroduction, but like a great start to like this whole album and stuff like that. So I don't want to really get into too much of Hello because I'm sure we're all familiar with that song as of now. But following Hello is her song Send My Love, and I like that song. And one thing that I liked about that song was the simple fact that that song is like more up-tempo, and to me personally, I haven't really heard Adele in like that type of element. I'm sure we all know Adele for her ballads. So for her to have like a little bit more like up-tempo song, it was pretty cool. One of or two of the main instruments within that song was like an acoustic guitar and also like drums and stuff, like the hand drums and whatnot. So I mean, it was a nice cool song that you could definitely vibe out to. So that was one thing that made me like gravitate towards that song when I first heard it, because this was something totally different from Adele in my ears and stuff like that. But after that, there is her third song, I Miss You. Now for me, I feel like this is also another first for me as far as like hearing Adele in like a different type of light. So for I Miss You, that song is more like a real sexy, like a real slow and sultry type of song. And I was trying to come up with ways to kind of like have you guys understand on how I kind of like view the song and stuff like that. So the two analogies that I came up with was, if you guys, I'm sure you probably know by now, the movie 50 Shades of Grey. So I was like, if you guys can kind of like imagine them like redoing the soundtrack to 50 Shades of Grey, I Miss You will definitely be a song that was on there. But then again, it is a sequel to 50 Shades coming out, so maybe that can be a song that will be on the soundtrack for the second 50 Shades of Grey film. So I don't know. And if that happens, I want y'all to know I need my credit. But that was one analogy that I kind of came up with. The other one was I was thinking of Beyonce's song Rocket. Now we all know Beyonce's whole Beyonce album is like a sexy just album in general. Like, well, not all the songs, but majority of the songs. But it made me it gave me like a Beyonce Rocket type of vibe, but not sounding like that. Just like the feeling that you kind of get, I guess you can say, like when you listen to that. And that was kind of like the feeling, something similar when I listened to I Miss You. So that's like the sexy song of the album. Well, yeah, sexy song of the album, definitely. The next song after that is When We Were Young, and When We Were Young is the second single that actually came off of the album. I think she debuted that song like late last week or something like that. I forgot whose show she was on, but she had performed it. And yeah, so When We Were Young, that hasn't really like kind of stuck to me as of yet. So, but other than that, my favorite song, the fifth song on this album, is her song Remedy. Now, when I first heard that song, I was like, yes, Adele, sing that shit, girl, yes. Like, I love that song. Just like her vocals, her like the riffs, the runs, the way she's belting, like the song's melody within itself, like that song is just so dope. So Remedy is definitely my #1 favorite. So if you guys get this album, you guys have to listen to and you have to love her song Remedy. Like, I just love that song, definitely. The next song after Remedy is the 6th song, which is Water Under the Bridge. And that is like the second like up-tempo song of the album. I like it. The chorus is very, very catchy. I'm still kind of learning it. Our love is water under the bridge, something like that. But I really, really like that song. I don't know, because I was really singing the chorus earlier. I bet you 9 times out of 10 after I press like stop recording, I'll be able to sing it. But Water Under the Bridge is definitely another good song. Then she has a song called River Lee, and just another ballad. That's something that didn't, you know, personally stick to me as of yet. And then she has her 8th song, which is Love in the Dark. Yet another song that didn't really like stick to me. And then she has a song called Million Years Ago. And I feel like Million Years Ago is definitely the most powerful track on the entire album. Because for me, I felt like not only did it speak to me, but I feel like it could speak to other people, and people kind of could relate to it, and it has like a message into it. So for Millions of Years, I actually want to read the lyrics to the chorus for that. So the chorus goes, I know I'm not the only one who regrets the things they've done. Sometimes I just feel it's only me who can spin the reflection that they see. I wish I could have lived a little more. Look up to the sky, not just the floor. I feel like my life is flashing by, and all I can do is watch and cry. I miss the year, I miss my friends, I miss my mother, I miss it when life was a party to be thrown, but that was a million years ago. Like, it was just something like about that song, like, you know, like when you just listening to something and then it just kind of take you into like a deep thought, and you just listening and you just like, like who, like who. Like, that Million Years Ago, it gives you that vibe. It's definitely the song on the album that has the deepest meaning to me. So definitely a dope track, because I just feel like it has a strong message behind it. So yeah. Other than that, Million Years Ago, my second overall favorite track on this album, All I Ask. She was singing that throat off. You know, she sings her throat off on damn near every song, but this song, ooh, the modulations, the melody, the riffs, the runs, like an amazing song. Like, I love that song, All I Ask. Like I said, if you get this album, you have to listen to it and love it after you listen to it. Like, song, not even after, like during it, you just be like, nah, I love this song. Like, you only on the second verse and you like, nah, I love this song. Because that song is everything. Remedy and All I Ask, every freaking thing. Like, oh God. Okay, and the last song on this album is Sweetest Devotion, and I think it's pretty obvious when you hear that song that you know that song is dedicated to her son. Now, we all know that Adele, she actually had a child after her last album, 21. I think it was like in the same year or something like that, like 2012, I think she had her son or something like that. But you know, I've never seen her son now that I think about it. But you know, we don't really know Adele, the mom, but I feel like because we don't know her as that, because Adele is, you know, she's pretty much low-key, like, not like many celebrities. A lot of celebrities are like really out there, but she's like pretty much low-key with her life. But I feel like through Sweetest Devotion, we kind of get a sense of how she is as a mom. She's just saying things like, back then I wasn't ready, but now I am. You know, obviously you're the best thing that happened to me. Together we are eternity. Like, it was just like a sweet song, and it was obvious that it was a song dedicated to her son, because of the beginning and ending of the song. You hear like a little kid's voice, and I'm like, I know she's a mom, and I know that has to do with her son and stuff like that. But overall, I like the album. You know, like I said, it was a few songs, I think it was like maybe 3 songs that didn't stick to me as of yet, but like I said, it's the very first day. But if you guys want a more thorough, you know, album review, just let me know below. And what I find pretty weird was that, well, not that I found pretty weird, but I did see an interview that she did with Beats One Radio recently, and she was kind of saying how, you know, that it took her a while to do this album because, you know, she wasn't sure like what to write about. Like, she basically had writer's block, and she said her boyfriend basically said to her, you know, just write about like whatever you want to write about. So I mean, it took her a minute to come up with this album, but I feel like it was definitely well worth the wait. For me to listen to the album for the first and second time and already just have like 2 top favorites and stuff like that, So yeah, I definitely say get Adele's, you know, new album 25, and this was definitely highly highly anticipated, and she's expected to sell like 2.3 to like 2.8 million copies or something like that within the first week. So she's expected to go platinum within her first week. So yeah, once again, shout out to Adele. And like I said, if you want a full thorough album review, let me know, okay? So moving on to my second beat of this week, I have to talk about Safaree wanting to sue Nicki Minaj. Like, you know, can't say that I did not see this coming. You know, he kind of said that, you know, he would never bash her in like the media and stuff like that, like following their breakup. But I mean, he's not like really, no, he bashed her because they went back and forth on social media in the summertime. But besides that, you know, so he's looking to actually sue. He feels, or he says that he definitely had a hand in a lot of the music of hers that we know and love. So he's looking to get money and get paid off of Pink Friday, Woman Reloaded, and The Pink Print, as well as 3 specific singles. He is looking to also get paid from her single Only featuring Lil Wayne and Drake, which I think is pretty weird because I'm like, I don't even think Drake and, you know, Wayne really mess with him like that. But he's looking to get money from that. He's looking to get money from the Flawless remix. Like, I'm like, that was definitely one of her biggest hits, you know, being on the remix with Beyonce. And then Feeling Myself, not only was the music video big, but of course the song was big. So I was like, okay, so he's looking to get his money off of Nicki's music, and he was saying that he is willing to provide video footage, voice memos, and then he also says that he has people who can vouch for him and, you know, testify and say yes, he had every involvement. He was like that she can't do none of this just by herself. It takes a team. So now that they're not together, he's like, I want my money. And then my friend Tammy and I, you know, we were talking about it last night, and I was asking her, I was like, what do you think about it? And we both kind of, you know, agreed and said that he pretty much looks like the bitter ex-boyfriend, because all those years that him and Nicki was together, he definitely should have got his business part straight. Like, y'all could still been in love, nowhere near breaking up, but show business should have been straight. But now that y'all broken up, almost a year since they've been broken up, and now that she's sitting here flaunting a new rapper in your face in the social media, it's like, oh, now I want my money from 2 albums ago plus the album that you got going on right now. So I mean, if he's deserving of what he did, then look, get your money, get what you need to get out of it. But I just kind of feel like this is like bad timing. Like, you know, by it being now, it's kind of making him look like just like the bitter ex-boyfriend and stuff like that. But yeah, so moving on to my third beat of this week, I have to talk about Missy Elliot again. You guys know that last week I talked about Missy when she dropped her music video for her song WTF, Where They From, and now she is gracing the cover of the latest issue of Billboard Magazine. And what I love about this is that it's just so Missy. Like, I haven't known the time for Missy not to be Missy, but you know, just like the hair and with all the purple and the makeup, and I really love like the whole black diamond thing that she has going on and stuff like that. So I think the cover is really dope. Definitely symbolizes just the Missy Elliot that we all know and love. And of course, I'm going to talk about some things that she talked about within the interview. So it's looking like she's gearing up to release a new album really soon. This will be, it's been like 10 years since she released her last album. 2005 she released her album The Cookbook, and I was like, damn, it's really been that long. Like, I didn't, like, it didn't click to me. And I was like, I remember that album because I had that album. And then I remember when she had that single Lose Control featuring Sierra, and I was like, I did a dance to that when I was younger in camp and stuff like that. So it's really been a minute since she had like a solid project come out. So it's pretty exciting. Like the first Missy album in 10 years. I'm hoping, you know, let's see what this is about. You know, let's see what Missy got to bring to the table this time around in 2015. But other than that, she kind of talked about being strategic with her comeback. And she said, I have to be very careful. It's different now. People are quick to be like, you're irrelevant, you're a flop, you're washed up. And for me, you know, that kind of took me back, I think, to like an episode of like Wendy Williams from like last week. because she talked about Missy dropping her music video for WTF, and you know, she repeatedly said that I can say what I'm about to say because, you know, Missy and I are basically friends. And this is not word for word as far as like what, you know, Wendy said, but basically Wendy's point was Missy is old and her time is up, and whatever she releases now in 2015 is gonna be a flop. Like, I just felt like, y'all know I love me my Wendy Williams. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't watch her religiously in the morning times, but I just feel like sometimes, like, half the stuff that comes out of her mouth, if she was to be caught in the street by herself and somebody was to sock her in her face, she would deserve she would deserve it. She really would. And I was like, damn, like, why is she placing all of this negative energy on Missy coming back? And she's like, me and Missy are friends. I'm like, after this, y'all not friends. I don't care what nobody say, y'all not friends. But I want to give Missy a chance. Like, I'm hoping, like, instead of saying, oh, Missy, this is a different generation, a different era, you're gonna flop, I want Missy to win. Like, I'm like, Missy, I hope you're gonna do well. So far, she's starting off on a good foot with her WTF single. The video was popping. You know, videos always help singles to make it better. So ignore what Wendy's saying, because you know Wendy could be very negative at times. You know, I love Wendy, but she can't act like she's not negative. So yeah, but I'm hoping that, you know, Missy, you do well with this comeback. But other than that, you know, she also talked about suffering a panic attack, like right before her performance at the 2015 Super Bowl, the halftime show, which I really did not know. And she was saying that, you know, once, you know, word kind of got out that she was doing like a surprise performance, you know, she kind of felt pressured and she had like this whole, you know, panic attack. And she was saying it was like IVs in my arm, everything, nobody knew. And then she was saying the day of the show, she remembered being just off stage and hearing the opening riff to Get Your Freak On. And she was saying, I said, if I can get over this step, then I know all my dance steps will be on point. I know it was nothing but the grace of God that lifted me up and took me through that performance. So you never know what goes on before or after the performances, or like what it takes to get these performances to, you know, actually happen. But in the end, Missy did a dope job because literally she was on Katy Perry's set. But after the performance was over, after the Super Bowl was over, Missy was the main topic of conversation. She was trending on Twitter and stuff like that. So to know that she was going through like this whole panic attack, she was nervous, she didn't know how it was going to be, and she was just hoping that she was going to get through it, and for her to kill it. And if you wouldn't think, like, this is Missy Elliot, like, you know, you would think that after all these years she'd be used to it. So, but I'm glad she, like, you know, got over that, killed the performance, and look where we are now. So another thing that she talked about, or they asked her, was, should we be expecting a new album and when? And she said, I want to say 2016, but I don't want to give a time. Nowadays, you say a time, they'll stone you. Basically saying, I don't want to say, okay, it's coming out April 6, 2016, and, you know, it doesn't come out. And then obviously we're going to be like, Missy, you know, so where's the album? Y'all see what happened with the TLC Kickstarter album. So I completely understand. Other than that, she kind of went into discussion, you know, about, yeah, I haven't released, you know, music myself in all of these years. I know, like, I think back in 2012 she released 2 singles, but that don't count because it didn't stick. But other than that, she hasn't released, you know, music. But she was saying, I've been writing and producing for other artists and stuff like that, and, you know, the music has never stopped. I just haven't released anything. And she also had said something to where that she had so much music to the point that she can create 6 albums if she really wanted to. And, you know, she talked about the lack of females in hip-hop and stuff like that, which is always a constant problem that's always brought upon. And then I also found that it was pretty cool that Billboard will be giving her the inaugural Innovator Award at the Billboard's 2015 Women in Music ceremony. So congratulations to Missy. Like, it's just the beginning of this comeback, and already, like, it's just like a great start. So congrats to Missy. Love the magazine cover for Billboard. So yes, we will be moving on to my 4th beat of this week, and I kind of want to keep with Billboard. So aside from, you know, Missy being on their new music cover, like Billboard in general, they released their greatest rappers of all time list, and that, you know, just whoo, that was the hot topic for sure of the week. And it was a lot of speculation, and even he said it himself. that this whole greatest rappers of all time list kind of came about because, you know, this week Jadakiss, he released his new project, Top 5 That Are Alive. So, you know, Billboard came out with their greatest rappers of all time list, and, you know, certain people who was on the list or certain people who was left off the list kind of created a big debate. So first I just want to read, you know, who's on the list, and then I want to kind of give my opinion as far as like who should not be on or whatever the case may be. So the first rapper on the list is Biggie. The second one is Jay-Z. The third one is Eminem. The fourth one is Rakim. The fifth one is Nas. The sixth one is Andre 3000. The seventh one is Lauryn Hill. The eighth, Ghostface Killah. Number 9, Kendrick Lamar. And number 10, Lil Wayne. So first things first, I feel like this whole greatest rappers of all time, whether it's top 10, top 5, top 15, I feel like this will always be a debate that never ever ends. I've seen, like, you know, discussion panels, shows, I've like heard conversations where people would really like debate to the point they were like, yo, this and that, like he did this, he did, like, people will just like go off about this because this is like a very deep and heated like conversation. Like hip-hop is like one of the biggest genres, like one of the most influential cultures within this world. So when you want to talk about greatest rappers of all time, everyone has their favorite, everyone has their opinion, and it's just something that's never ending. As far as, you know, Billboard's, you know, top 10 greatest rappers of all time, I do have my little like you know, I don't know. And the first person who is number 9 is Kendrick Lamar. No, I'm not saying that Kendrick is not a dope rapper, because we all know Kendrick is not, he's not just your typical rapper. He's not your typical rapper. He is one of the best lyricists, but of this generation. Of all time, he's only on his second album. Not saying that he can't have only 2 albums and not be great, because Biggie was number 1 and he only had 2 albums. So it's like, but the fact of the matter is, he's part of this generation. I feel like if you give Kendrick another, you know, 10 to 15 years or something like that, then we can talk about of all time. But I feel like, you know, he's just at his peak. Like, damn, like, he's still just getting started in my mind. Like, to me, I'm like, yes, like, Kendrick has so much more to do, and I see him doing so much more. So to give him of all time, now that's a compliment on his end, you know, because he's been, you know, he's very influential, very dope. And a lot of, you know, the hip-hop legends, when, you know, they do interviews and stuff like that, and people say, oh, who's your favorite rapper from today? A lot of people, Kendrick Lamar is definitely one of the first people they name. So without a doubt, Kendrick is on his way to being one of, but he is not at that point where he could be placed on the list of greatest of all time as of right now, because, you know, he still has some years to put in. Another person that kind of made me go, I don't know, is Lauryn Hill. And Lauryn is a dope rapper, without a doubt. We all know that. That's knowledge, well, facts, we know. But on top of her being a dope rapper, she is a bomb-ass singer. Like, she's another great, you know, only 1 album, of course, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, but I feel like we like naming her as one of the greatest rappers of all time, but we cannot ignore that some of her biggest singles, her classic singles, is her singing. Like, you know, it's not just about the rapping, you know, so it's just like, rappers, I wouldn't want to place her. Like, she's a dope, like, if we're going to talk about some of the dopest artists, like, throughout the past, like, 15, 20 years, and so forth, like, artists in general, definitely Lauryn deserves a spot. But when we talking about rappers, I feel like, nah, because, you know, she's just an amazing singer as well. She's just as good of a singer as she is a rapper. I always think about Sister Act 2, the scene where she's in a church.
Because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow.
and they start singing His Eyes on a Sparrow. It's only a couple of seconds, not even a minute, and she's sitting there singing, and just her riffs, her runs, and it just gives you chills, and it makes it, to me, like, I would watch that scene and I would probably sit here and tear up, because she's just so dope vocally, and she's so dope lyrically. But I feel like to be placed on the list that's called 10 greatest rappers of all time, I'm like, okay, but let's not act like, you know, Lauren is not a dope ass singer as well. So, you know, I was a little bit like, oh, okay, wait a minute now, maybe Lauren shouldn't be on this list, okay? Another person that kind of made me like kind of question their position, which was number 6, was Andre 3000. Now, again, I'm not saying he's not a dope rapper. Like, they picked great rappers to be on this list, but greatest rappers of all time. Now, to me, definitely when I hear Andre 3000, I know Andre 3000, he's like a solo artist as well. But if we're going to talk about the greatest of all time, when you want to put greatest of all time, you have no choice but to associate Andre 3000 with Outkast. That's where it started. And if we're talking about overtime, all-time catalog-wise, a good amount of his shit is coming from Outkast. So it was like, if you want to name Andre 3000, you have to name Big Boy. So therefore, you just have to put Outkast. And then that's like putting 2 people in one spot. So it kind of just doesn't work. So it's like, I get what they're saying, but at the same time, greatest of all time? No, it's not just Andre 3000. It's just Outkast. Those are just, you know, off the top of my mind, those are like 3 positions I would like, you know, maybe we should take them out and kind of replace them with other people. Now, a lot of the debate for this week kind of came from, you know, okay, so where's Tupac? Like, why isn't Tupac on this list? A lot of people were saying, damn, well, if y'all gonna stay here and do top greatest, you know, rappers of all time, and Jada just came out with top 5 that are alive, why the hell he not on there? Now, to me, if you used to put Jada on there, I mean, talking with the whole group thing, you know, obviously when you think Jada, you think the Locks and stuff like that, but I feel like, you know, solo artist wise, he's kind of proven himself for a while to be like, you know, individual on somebody's top list. And then, you know, people was talking about like Snoop Dogg. I know Wendy Williams said LL Cool J needs to be on there. People were saying, well, if you got Ghostface Killer, I need Raekwon. Then some people saying Method Man. It was just so much, and it just proves the point. Like, when you want to talk about who's the greatest MC, or you want to talk about your top 10, your top 5, your top 15, or top 20 greatest of MCs of all time, this is going to be something that's never ending. You're not going to get a solid answer because everyone has their opinion, and it's just so many dope rappers that paved the way throughout the years that helped build hip-hop to be one of the most powerful cultures that it is today. So, I mean, Billboard had their list and they gave their opinion, and people was like, look, y'all can take this list and shove it up y'all. It's because my favorite rapper ain't on there. So, but it definitely created a debate, and it's probably still going to be a debate for a minute, you know. So, yeah. But shout outs to Billboard with their, you know, greatest rappers of all time type of list. They kind of tried it a little bit, but, you know, nonetheless, it was a good list overall. So, moving on to my last beat of this week, I kind of need to backtrack to like a topic from like maybe 2-3 videos ago. If you guys remember, one of my beats a couple of weeks ago was the whole whether or not Blac Chyna really got Future's name tatted on the side of her hand. And I kind of discussed that, you know, the same week with her posting a picture of her having his name tatted on the side of her hand, he released a preview to his video for Rich Sex. And then I said that when the video came out, I would come back and we would talk about it. And the video for Rich Sex was released this week. So the first thing I looked for when I watched that video was, I was like, I need to see Blac Chyna's hands. I need to see if this Future tattoo was in the video, to see if that tattoo was just about, you know, just for video purposes and stuff like that. But I didn't see that tattoo on her hand in the video. So, but my conclusion is the tattoo was fake, number one. But my conclusion is, like, it was something to create, you know, controversy, like, you know, let the single be aware and stuff like that. So I felt like the tattoo's presence on her hand definitely served its purpose, without a doubt. But aside from that, you know, tattoo not being on her hand in the video, it was a lot going on in that video. And I kind of feel like, you know, usually with videos and stuff like that, it'd be like acting and stuff going on, but I don't feel like it was acting. I feel like they was just doing them and the cameras just happened to be there. Like, oh, like it was like no censoredness, like hands all on in the tongue and oh, that video, they definitely knew what they was doing when they was gonna make that video. They was like, we about to have everybody talking, and they had everyone talking. And what I found pretty weird, you know, social media, they always come up with things to make you think and laugh. So you kind of remember, and I talked about the tattoo on her hand originally, when she posted that and had everybody talking about it. It was on Sierra's birthday, and of course we know Sierra and Future are exes and they have a child together and stuff like that. And then what's funny is that that music video was released yesterday, which was the 19th, and yesterday was Tyga's birthday. So social media was like, you know, Black China and Future are smart. You know, China, she sat here and posted a picture of Future's name on her hand on Sierra's birthday, and Future sat here and released the video with Black China on Tyga's birthday. And then I think what gets worse on Tyga's part is that it was, you know, confirmed today that Kylie Jenner broke up with him. So like, you know, everybody already think, wow, Tyga, you really left your baby moms for, at the time, a 17-year-old. Now your baby mother out here having fun running around with the next rapper, all up in the music videos, and you know, your little girlfriend broke up with you. So it was just weird. If you guys want to check out the video, I'll be sure to link it below and you guys can check it out and let me know what you thought about the Rich Sex video. But other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning in to this week's video, and of course, you know, I have to remind you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. And I have 3 notes to leave you guys with this week. So we all know that next week is Thanksgiving, so first and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope you guys are gonna have an amazing holiday with your family. You know, I love the holiday season, so I'm excited. You know, 2015 went by pretty fast, but I do love the holiday season, so I'm excited for that. So happy holidays. And I have to leave you guys with my notes. So my first note of this week is that on Thanksgiving there are 2 mixtapes coming up. That's 4, but 2 mixtapes coming out, and the first one is Fabulous. He is releasing a mixtape called Summertime Shootout, a mixtape love story. So that's one. And the second one, which became a little bit highly anticipated since it, you know, was, you know, talked about a couple of weeks ago, was Lil Wayne's No Ceilings 2. And I think we all know how big No Ceilings was. I remember when No Ceilings came out, I was still in high school, and so many people were sitting there quoting it, talking about it, listening to it in class when we should have been doing work. But yeah, so Fab and Lil Wayne, they both have mixtapes coming out on Thanksgiving Day. And then I also have to remind you guys that the AMAs come on this Sunday. What is that, the November 22nd? Yeah, because today is the 28th, tomorrow's the 21st. So yeah, November 22nd, and it will be hosted by J-Lo. I think it's coming on around like 8, 9, I want to say 9 p.m. or maybe 8, I don't know. When I get out, I'll put it at the bottom. So yeah, 2 new mixtapes on Thanksgiving. AMAs is coming on Sunday. So you guys know that in my next video, of course, I'm going to have to talk about it, favorite performances and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. And of course, you know, I have to leave you with my song of the week. And my song of the week gonna have to go to my auntie Chrisette Michelle. So we all know that she recently got engaged, and I am so happy for her. But aside from that, she is not slowing down anytime soon when it comes to the music side of things. And she recently released a new track called Steady, and this is a little bit different than what we're used to from Chrisette, but you know, I'm feeling it. I'm really liking it. So I feel like it is appropriate for me to give her my song of the week. And of course, if you want to hear the song in its entirety, you can head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com. Also, don't forget to comment below and let me know if you want to hear, or see, I should say, that whole, you know, album review on Adele's new album 25. And then also a couple of people have been hitting me up asking me if they can talk, if I can talk about Ty Dolla $ign's new album Free TC. So let me know what you guys think, and I will definitely have that up for you guys next week. But other than that, thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. So bye guys. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.